Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have another sobriety Q&A for you guys. I'm not going to waste any time with the intro. We're just going to jump right into the questions. Really quick though, if you haven't yet already, please subscribe to my channel. I post sobriety content, fitness, health, family, vlogs, travel, all kinds of good stuff. So if you're interested in any of those topics, please subscribe. It's free and I'd love to have you. So let's get into the questions. Will you ever drink again? The plan is no. I've come a really long way in my sobriety. I've been sober for over 6 years. So as of now, I feel really solid in my sobriety, probably as solid as anyone could feel. Obviously, we're human beings and mistakes get made, but I truly feel like this is a for life thing for me. I have no real reason to go back to drinking. It wasn't serving me and my life is so amazing without it. I don't see any reason why I would want to drink again, but I am also a pretty firm believer in just taking things one day at a time, one step at a time. I'm not trying to put too much pressure on myself and think about, forever. It's just really about taking it one moment at a time and just being grateful for where I'm at right now. How did your friends and family react to you getting sober? Everybody was extremely supportive. Obviously, there were some friends that kind of just started to fade away as I got sober. I don't really consider them ever being like real friends. They were more so just like my party friends. There was no real depth to the relationship, so those people kind of just faded away, and I think that happens for most people in sobriety. You will lose people, but again, they weren't super deep, meaningful friendships, so I'm okay with that. I'm content with that. Other than those people, my close friends and family all supported me. Some of them kind of questioned it just because I feel like nowadays drinking is so normalized. So I feel like when someone decides to get sober, it's like, people are curious. But aside from the normal just curiosity, everybody was very supportive. All the people that mattered were really supportive. Did you ever fail to get sober before you succeeded? Absolutely yes. I don't know how many times. It was a handful of times. A couple of times I tried to take breaks, like go a week or two without drinking, and eventually I would just go right back. And honestly, when I did go back, it would just continue to get worse. The few months leading up to the time that I officially got sober, there were a couple really solid efforts, and I could really feel myself getting to the point like, okay, like I'm gonna be sober soon. Like I could just feel it. Even though I was kind of slipping back into old habits, I could feel within myself that I was really close and I just needed to keep trying. And eventually it stuck. I think once I got past the point of like 3-4 weeks, it was like the longest I had ever gone, and I was like, this feels really good. I'm really proud of myself. And at that point I was like, if I go back, I know I'm gonna feel upset with myself and a little bit ashamed and disappointed. And so it just continued on, and now I'm 6 years deep, and I know the further I am into sobriety, the stronger the feeling of knowing how badly I'll feel if I go back is. So now being 6 years into it, more than 6 years into sobriety, I'm like, if I were to drink again, just the thought of how ashamed and disappointed in myself I would be is enough to keep me sober. That's just me personally. Do you ever wish you could drink on occasion? Every once in a while, when I get a little bit of FOMO, when I see people out drinking and having a good time, I'll get like just a slight moment of, wow, I wish I could be just a normal drinker. I wish I could just go out and have a couple and socialize and then that be it. But at the same time, if I never went through the struggles that I went through with my addiction and then getting sober and all of the things that I've learned, I would not be the woman that I am today. I don't ever truly wish I could drink on occasion. I feel like I said, I've learned so much in the process and I've grown so much as a person that I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't have those struggles. So all in all, no. Top 3 benefits of sobriety. It's so hard when people ask me this question because there are so many amazing things about sobriety, and I've talked about the benefits before numerous times on my channel. In no particular order: no hangovers, literally ever, which is really amazing. Becoming extremely clear-headed and focused on what's truly important in life. I feel like when I was drinking, I was so distracted and so cloudy with the brain fog. When all of that brain fog starts to disappear, life becomes really beautiful. So I'd say that's another one. The amount of gratitude that comes with sobriety. Getting sober, you start to really learn what gratitude really is. And I'm not saying that if you're not sober, you don't understand what gratitude is. Obviously, everybody understands what it means to be grateful. But you have this new overwhelming sense of gratitude. You start to become grateful for the smallest, most mundane things in life. I truly don't think that that's something that I would have felt if I never got sober. Again, because I was so distracted and so cloudy by alcohol. So those would be my top 3 favorite things. No hangovers, no brain fog, and becoming super clear-headed and learning what it truly means to be grateful. Do your kids know your sobriety story? And if so, when did you tell them? So I got sober in 2018. My kids were pretty young. My son was 6. He had just turned 6, and my daughter was 3, 6 and 3. So I didn't tell them until later. I want to say a couple years into it, I started to kind of explain to my son that I don't drink alcohol, because he started to understand that, adults drink adult drinks. So I kind of explained to him why I choose not to. I explained as much as I could without being too graphic. I tried to explain it to him in a way that he could understand, but now both of my kids are older. My son is 12 and my daughter is just about to turn 9. They both know my story to an extent, and they both know that me and their dad don't drink. When did you realize you were an alcoholic? I think I started to realize when I finally moved out on my own, when my husband joined the military. We obviously lived in our own house and we had all of the freedom in the world, and our drinking turned into every weekend to eventually every day. And after the numerous amounts of blackout drunk nights and stupid petty arguments that we would get into, I started to realize that this was not a way to live, and that I didn't like it, and that we both kind of had a problem because we would try to control it and it never really happened. So I would say in about 2014 was about the time that I started to realize this is not normal what we're doing. I was quite the party girl in my young years, in my teenage years, before I got pregnant. If you knew me back then, you know that I was like the party girl. But back then I didn't really see it as like a problem. I just saw it as like I was young and going crazy. And looking back, it was very intense compared to what I think a lot of people my age were doing. But again, I didn't really start to realize until probably 2014, I would say. Do people treat you differently now that you're sober? Yes and no. My family and close friends treat me the same. It's funny, if you've gotten sober, you will probably be able to relate to this. Anytime my sobriety gets brought up in conversation with somebody, or even if it doesn't get brought up, I notice that a lot of people who do drink will just naturally in our conversation bring up like, oh, I don't even really drink that much anymore. I just drink on the weekends, or it's like they feel the need to throw that out there. I hope it's not because they think I'll be judging them, because I absolutely would never judge anybody. But I feel like people kind of naturally feel the need to throw it out there. I don't know. Let me know if you're sober, if that's ever happened to you, if that gets brought up in conversation. Other than that, people don't really treat me differently. I think that I've grown up just naturally over time. It's been almost 6.5 years since I've gotten sober, so naturally I've grown up. I'm 32 years old now. I got sober when I was 26, and so I think, just naturally people treat me differently because I'm older and I've grown. Nobody really treated me differently when I got sober. Everybody treated me the same. Again, those people that I thought were my friends that were more just shallow friendships, party girl friendships, those kind of faded away. So I guess in a sense they treated me differently, but again, I'm totally content with that. I think that that's bound to happen when you choose that path, when you choose the path of growth. All in all, everybody pretty much treats me the same. People that truly love and care about me treat me the same. If anything, they respect me a whole lot more, which feels really good. That is all the questions that I have for you guys today. If you guys like these videos, give it a thumbs up. It really helps the YouTube algorithm, helps to push my video out there so more people can see it. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. So if you like this kind of content, if you like sobriety, fitness, health, nutrition, travel, family, vlogs, if you're interested in any of that, click subscribe. Also click the bell icon so you never miss any of my future videos. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.